Hi, I'm Sung Park. I teach photojournalism and multimedia storytelling at the University of Oregon. Today I'm going to talk about how to create a lecture video using Screenflow to put on YouTube if you teach an online class. I've been using Screenflow for about 4 years now. I've been hybridizing my courses slowly within that time because I find it helpful for students to attain a lot of knowledge-based material online first before coming into class. I also got tired of doing the same lecture over and over again, so I thought, well, why not do it once and then have your students hit play. So I'll go over the basics of how to get started with Screenflow, how to do basic editing, basic things to think about in terms of audio and video, and then I'll show you how to output that, upload it to YouTube, and then we use Canvas at the University of Oregon, so I'll go over how to embed these videos within modules so that the students can kind of work through them, and you can also add quizzes that always help with engagement. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to talk about getting started with Screenflow, and I have it down here in my apps, and I already have it open. If you were to open it brand new, you would configure recording, and there I am. It shows a picture of me. This is the welcome page, and this is the new recording. Basically, you're going to record from the desktop. If you didn't, it would just record a picture of you. So you want the desktop, and then record video from. Again, if you deselect that, the picture goes away. And now I'm back. And if you have an external camera, you can actually plug it in, and it'll give you that option for a second camera. I'm going to use FaceTime camera because it works just fine. One thing to know is that if you're in a room, it's a good idea to have lights in front of you. In this room, there are lights. There's a light above me up there. But what I've done is actually I've put 2 lamps on my desk above high, so they're shining down on me so that I'm evenly lit. Also, I've got another computer screen in front of me for my desktop. I'm actually working off my laptop. And so it's nice and even. You never want to record with, like, say, a window behind you because you'll just look dark. So just what you see is what you get, so just keep that in mind. Format. With the screen recording, with the camera that I have, it can only do 1280 by 720, which is perfectly fine. That's more than you need, especially if you're not going to do everything visual within this frame. If you are going to do something that requires more detail, then that's where the external camera will come in. Audio recording. So you have the option of, if you don't have any, if you're just using your laptop, internal microphone is just fine. Just make sure that you're in a room that's quiet. Things to watch out for, one issue I had was there's a vent right above me, and in the wintertime when the heat would turn on, you would start to hear that hum. Currently I'm using this external microphone with the little USB interface, and this gives me better quality audio. But if you're in a quiet room, you're going to be just fine with the internal microphone. So with that being said, once you kind of determine what audio source you're going to use, you're going to want to set levels. And these are the controls. Because I'm plugging into an interface, we're only getting one channel, but that's something we can make sure we get on both channels after we do the recording. If you use the internal microphones, you'll see both of these go. And what you can do is, if you want the levels to be somewhere around here, somewhere about between halfway and 2/3. You don't want it to go all the way, because if you do, I'll clap my hand, it goes red. That means it's too loud. If I speak quietly right here, if it's like if it's right about there, really low, that's going to be too low. So you want it to be about halfway. You also want to make sure you project fairly well, and as if you were in a class. That really helps. But if you felt like it was too quiet, you can always increase this, and it will increase the levels. Record computer audio. So this is important. This is important if you have this clicked off and you're showing videos during your presentation when you're doing your screen recording. It will not play the audio from the video or audio piece. So I like to keep that on because typically I'll show videos within my presentation. Now, if you are going to show videos or play audio during your screen capture, you will want to wear earbuds and listen to the audio from the computer through your earbuds. The reason you want to do that is if you're playing a video through your computer, it'll play through the speakers, and your onboard microphone will be capturing that audio as well as my microphone here. That's actually going to capture the audio of whatever video or audio is playing during your presentation. So you'll hear just the slight echo, and it'll just get really annoying. So what I typically like to do is I just keep this in one ear. It's inconspicuous. Otherwise, you wear these big headphones, and whatever works for you, that's fine. But just know that if you don't, then you're going to get that little echo. So that's the first window. If we go to the second window, desktop frame rate. 30 frames per second is standard video frame rate. So I like to just stick with that because it's consistent. You won't have any problems. I don't record in loops, and so I don't even touch that. Stop recording after 60 minutes. I'm just going to leave it at that. And, you can actually set it for less. Teaching-wise, generally, I don't record these sessions for more than maybe 10 minutes at a time, because the file sizes get big, and also, students don't pay attention that long, particularly if they're looking at a screen. So the recommendation is roughly about 5 minutes. I tend to go 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the subject matter. If it's engaging, I tend to go a little bit longer, but I try to do little increments like that. So we get back to here. New document, screen dimensions. So I typically go with whatever my screen dimension is. You can go to 1080p, and that's big enough for any of these, because typically that's where you get to see all the details within your screen. You can go lower if you have bandwidth issues, but I would not go below 720p. I don't know a lot of these other settings. I just go with my screen dimension. Can't go wrong with that. Recent documents. These are the recent recordings that I had, and I don't deal with templates. So we're ready to go. We've got all these settings. I've got audio, and you hit record, and it will give you this countdown, so you can get ready. And we're recording, and you can start a presentation. This is a keynote presentation that I have, and you can go in and talk and show your presentation, and then once you're done, you can exit this, and then you can go here and go to stop recording, or Shift Command 2. And once you do, everything that you've done comes up on your screen, and there I am, and you have this file. Now, this is where you edit, and I'll go over that in the next chapter. But before you do that, what you want to do is you want to save this, because it's not saved anywhere, and it's just, if you were to close this window, it would just delete what you recorded. So the first thing I do is save as, and I'm going to call this. I'm going to call it test. I'm going to put it on the desktop and hit save, and there it is, right there. And what I can do is I can now close this, and if I double click on that, it'll open up. And in the next chapter, I'll talk about how to edit this and do an output and upload to YouTube.